What's up, y'all? DanO here, back in the Dan kitchen, getting ready to do the Dan thing. Today, we're making a controversial recipe, gumbo, right? Well, if you follow me on TikTok, I had a video with over 5 million views, and I think I upset half the people that watched it, because everybody's got their opinion on how you make gumbo. Oh, you burnt it, whatever. You know what? It's pretty hard to mess up. I like a dark, rich roux. I actually learned it years ago from watching a real Cajun on YouTube make gumbo, make a super, super dark, almost black roux. And that's the way I like it. It's just a richer flavor. So we're gonna run through this again, and feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to hit the subscribe button too, because I'm always gonna give you good food. But feel free to leave a comment. Let me know how you like your gumbo. I'm gonna cook this gumbo the way I like it. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this spicy DanO's and I'm gonna pop that trigger finger all up on it. So sit back, relax, watch me make some gumbo. Let's go. So the first thing I'm gonna do before I get to making my roux is I'm gonna get my Holy Trinity and all my vegetables cut up, because once I make the roux, you can't stop stirring it. So I won't have any time to do any cutting, dicing, whatever. So I'm gonna go on and do the dicing right now, then we're gonna make the roux, then we're gonna start adding everything in, and then we're gonna eat some Dantastic gumbo. Let's go. In case you're wondering, I've never cut myself with a knife. Not that I recall, maybe when I was a little kid, but I've never cut myself in the kitchen cooking with a knife. One day I probably will, and it'll probably be because I'm trying to make a video. Like right now. All right, we got our onions. So to make the Holy Trinity, it's literally, I'm gonna use a yellow onion, celery, green pepper. That's the Holy Trinity. We're gonna add that into our roux. And then once we get our roux cooked and we add in our Holy Trinity and get that cooked down a little bit, we're gonna add our scallions or our green onions or our chives, whatever you wanna call them. So right now we're just getting everything chopped up. Always take a little sample. Oh, that's some good celery. All right, time to cut the green pepper. A little green pepper trick for you. Cut the top off, cut the bottom off, go down and around. I've seen it to where you can lay it down on the board, but I just go down, around, and we literally get rid of all the bad stuff, and we're left with the whole bell pepper, the whole bottom. Right there, you just pop out that top, and we did not waste one single bit of that green pepper. Other than that, but you don't want to eat that, so we didn't waste any of the good parts. So we've got our Holy Trinity, and we'll get us some scallions here. Got some andouille. Got some andouille sausage here. Not from Louisiana. It's Kentucky andouille, but it came from Louisiana. So eat your heart out. There's that. We'll put our scallions to the side here. Go on and cut up our andouille. I like to cut them in nice little sideways pieces. Just look cooler like that. So the one thing I'm not gonna do that I did in the first gumbo that somebody pointed out is that the first time I fried up the andouille first and left the grease from the andouille in the pan. I'm not gonna do that because I did notice last time it may have been a little bit greasy. So I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm just simply gonna make my roux, and then I'm gonna add our andouille, and I'm gonna add some shrimp. And I use this frozen okra. I don't use fresh okra because years ago, I spent probably $100 on making this big giant batch of gumbo. And I bought all this fresh okra to put in it. And when I added the fresh okra, it literally ruined the whole thing. I threw the whole pot away because it was just so slimy. If you use frozen okra, it's already flash frozen or whatever, so it's not gonna have all that slime in there that the fresh okra would have. I'm getting hungry. I don't know about y'all, but sitting here cooking, cutting, watching all this food, talking all this jibber jab, let's go. So here we are. I'm gonna cook this right here in front of you. I'm gonna fire up our little pot, and we're only gonna get this just above a medium temperature. So I'm gonna look at my flame here. Get it low to where that bad boy's, I might keep it up for a second, but then I'm gonna turn it low because you don't want to burn the roux. I'm literally gonna have to stand here for 15 to 30 minutes constantly stirring this. So I got a half a cup of all-purpose flour, do a half a cup canola oil, throw that in. I've seen people use butter. You can use different types of oil. The way I learned on TikTok or on YouTube years ago was to use canola oil. So we can just start adding in some of our flour here. You can dump it all in. That's what I did in my first video, and it offended everybody that I added too much flour. So we'll just start working it in. We'll kick this heat up for just a minute, just to get it going. All right, it's starting to bubble. So we're getting warm, so I'm gonna turn it down. We're just gonna start working in that flour, and it'll all start to dissolve. And we're basically just slow cooking the flour into the oil. That's what a roux is. You're just cooking the flour, and it'll get darker and darker and darker. And then you add your Holy Trinity and you make your gumbo when you get it to where you like it. I'm gonna get mine super dark, nice and rich flavor. So add in the rest of our flour. Now we just stand here. So like I said, another 15 to 30 minutes till you get it as dark as you want it. But you do not want to walk away from this, because you walk away from this and it will burn, and it will burn fast. You can see it's starting to get all the lumps out. And make sure you use a wooden spoon. I did this a while back and I was using plastic. And it literally, after like 10 minutes of stirring my roux, I started to see little black chunks in it. And sure enough, it was my spatula melting into the roux. So you can see it's starting to become a nice, consistent, smooth texture. We'll just continue to do this. So we're starting to get some color in there. It's only been a little over 5 minutes. We just keep stirring, don't stop. All right, so we're about 15, 20 minutes in. You see we got us a nice tan roux going on. Some people might stop right here and go on and start making their gumbo. But me, I like a nice, rich, really dark roux. So I'm gonna keep going for another 20 minutes or so. All right, so you can see we're about 30 minutes into mixing this roux. You can see it's the color. It's a nice dark chocolate. A lot of people would already have stopped by now, but I like that super rich, dark, almost black color. And so that's what we're going for. We're probably gonna be done here in about 10 minutes, and we're gonna make this gumbo. All right, guys, so check out this roux. We got a nice, super, super dark chocolate. You can keep going even further. I'm not going to. I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to add our Holy Trinity. I'm actually shooting a video on TikTok also, because like I said, last time I made this gumbo, it had 5 million views. So I'm definitely making this again to show people again. I'm doing it perfect this time. Got our Holy Trinity here, onions, celery, and green pepper. Add your Holy Trinity. And just mix it in. We're gonna let this cook for about 3 minutes or so and let all those vegetables get nice and softened. And then we're gonna add our scallions. Then we're gonna add our broth. And then we'll add our shrimp and our sausage. Now we're gonna add our scallions. Add your scallions. Now we're gonna get us 4 cups of chicken broth. 4 cups of chicken stock. We're gonna go on and add about half of it. Just mix that in. Let that roux break down. Let that break down into the broth. You see right now it's kind of separated, but it will all join together. Add some gumbo flour or sassafras. So now it's time we're gonna add the DanOs. I know everybody from Louisiana is like, where's the Cajun seasoning? DanOs is just like Cajun seasoning without all the salt. Only 50 milligrams of sodium per serving. It's packed full of real flavor, y'all. So I'm gonna pop the top. This is what we call the trigger finger, baby. Just like that, just like it says on my hat. Trigger finger. We go like this and we hit it with that pop, pop. Put your hand out just like this. You just hit it, put that pop, 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 pop. We call that yum, yum, get you some. We're gonna go ahead and add 2 more cups of chicken stock. Look at that, nice, rich, dark flavor. Got that DanOs in there, I'm telling you what. So now we got us 1 pound of andouille sausage. We're gonna toss that in here. Add your sausage. So we're gonna add 12 ounces, 1 bag of frozen okra. I use the frozen okra because it doesn't get slimy like fresh okra. Definitely highly recommend using frozen okra. 1 bag of frozen okra because they don't get slimy. All right, we got it at a really nice soft boil. I'm gonna give it a little taste test to see because I might want to add a little bit of salt. It was really good, but I am gonna add just a little bit of salt to it. You don't want to overdo it because you can't take it out. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of salt in there. It needs just a little bit of kick of salt, a little bit of saltiness kick. And now it's time to add our shrimp. Got about 1.5 pounds here. It's a 2-pound bag. I used some last night. So it's about 1.5 pounds of shrimp. Everything, this is done. Got a soft rolling boil. Basically, I'm gonna add these shrimp in. I'm gonna turn it off in 2 minutes and it's gonna be ready to serve. You only need to let these cook for like 2 or 3 minutes and they're gonna be perfectly tender, not overcooked. So let's go on and add our shrimp and then let's get to eating. Last step, add your 1.5 pounds of shrimp. Mix them in. Already starting to cook up for us. So we'll give it about 2-3 minutes and they'll be done and ready to eat. All right, so we got the heat turned off and we are ready to eat. So we'll get our rice ready and it's time to eat some gumbo. All right, time to put the gumbo in a bowl. So get you a nice big scoop. Let's make sure we get some shrimp in there. Oh, look at that, it's a perfect scoop. You don't want to do too much rice, but I like a lot of rice kinda. So just put it right over the rice just like that. Then we're gonna get another one, another scoop. Just a lot of that juice in there. Oh yeah, look at that. I'm telling you what, my friends. Let's get a little bite of this. Look, get some of that rice. I wanna make sure I get a piece of okra. Give me some sausage. And let's get a shrimp. A little bit of everything. Right there. Look how hot that is, steaming hot. Thankfully, I can eat super steaming hot stuff. So here we go. I'm not gonna do the whole thing though. A little shrimp, a little sausage. The last bite with the broth and the rice. Look at that. That is where the real flavor is, my friends. Seriously. Get that broth, get the rice and the okra. I could almost eat this vegetarian style with no meat. Dang good, y'all. So, if you watch my TikTok video, hopefully I'll redeem myself for you. I know somebody's gonna complain. because you can't make everybody happy. But I know one thing, it's Dan good, and this DanO might be the best Dan gumbo I ever had. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like, leave a comment, tell me what you think. Make sure you subscribe though. Come back tomorrow, we're gonna have another video for you, and we're gonna have another video the next day. Love you guys, keep sprinkling, we'll see you next time.